What up, boy?
What up, my guy? What up, world? It's your boy Hollywood Meech,
Obliq the architect.
and this is Talk to Me Nice. Just a podcast show where we can talk about anything as long as you keep it respectful. You can talk to me wrong, you can talk to me right, but just talk to me nice. Oh, what's up?
Man, we got one rule, man. Fight fair. We ain't
Like,
got to agree, but talk to me nice.
please talk to me nice, or don't talk to me at all. What's up? What's going on, bro? How you been? How your New Year?
Nah, man, it's been great, man. I ended the year how I do every year. It's kind of a tradition for me. I spend the last week of the year with my kids.
Sir.
Have a hard reset for both of us. Everybody did good in school. Everybody made great grades. Everybody doing what is expected of them. So I
Sir.
can't complain, man. I'm back to work now, though.
Hey, you know how they do it, man. Oh yeah, and by the way, this episode is sponsored by 850 alumni. We're the coast. You don't got to be from the 850 to represent the 850. So shout out to our sponsors. What's up, big dog? We're gonna get straight into it, man.
Yeah, man,
Today,
let's go. Let's go. We ain't no time to waste.
hey, come on then. Today's episode is called, the topic is it's business. It's never personal. So come on, let's get it started, man. It's business, it's never personal. What does that mean?
I mean, I think honestly, this episode it's a conversation, but I truly believe that there's a lot of young artists and young entrepreneurs or people aspiring to start businesses or do business that need to hear this episode because, as far as I'm concerned, there's not a lot of room for emotions when it comes to these deals, and a lot of times people block their opportunity with people that know how to do business because they bring their emotions into it. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like
mm.
at the end of
Elaborate.
the day, when you're negotiating a deal, bro, it's about what's you should be approaching it like, okay, how do I get the most out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Also understand that I'm approaching it like, how do I get the most out of this?
Exactly.
If you leave happy, then I'm not leaving happy.
Right.
I leave happy, you're probably not leaving happy. So it's the art of finding that middle ground.
Somebody's gonna leave less likely happy than they was when they came in, but that's business. That's how business works. And with my management team and the people I got around me, I'm always gonna leave satisfied because I've set up an infrastructure that Hollywood gonna be taken care of. Because if Hollywood team work good, they get paid. So do Hollywood. So let's elaborate on this. As business is never personal. Is what we're trying to say is to the young entrepreneur, to the old entrepreneur, to a new entrepreneur, to somebody new in the business, whatever business you is, you have to understand that you are a business. And whatever business you do, whether it be music, whether it be entertainment, whether it's whatever you're doing, you are a business. And you have to hold yourself in such and carry yourself as such. And one thing that I run into on as we're climbing this ladder to success and all the multifaceted things that we do is that when doing business with others, sometimes you realize they're not on the same business page as you. You understand?
Straight up.
What that means is if I'm talking to a promoter, or I'm talking to somebody I'm trying to do business with, or wants to join endeavors with, or just reach out and see what's going on, see if we can join, or they need my services. A lot of times the infrastructure ain't right, bro. A lot of times it's not right, and it makes you want to fall back, and you have to be like, nah, I don't know, and it leaves a sour taste in the other person's mouth. But you have to understand that it's not personal; it's business. And I feel like in my lane of work and the things that I do, I've worked very hard to become a brand, and we've worked very hard to become a brand, and
Straight
very hard to put ourselves in position where we are taken seriously. And when you come at the next party, or the next party comes to you and they want your services and want to work with you, when their infrastructure isn't right and you break that down to them, some people get in their feelings and they get upset about it. And you have to understand, man, it's not personal, it's business.
right.
Please elaborate.
I mean, I think that people have to understand the difference between very direct communication and disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not business. I mean, it's not personal. It's business unless it's personal. You know what I mean? Like now, one thing I know that you agree on is like, look, man, it ain't personal, but you can't disrespect me.
Oh, no, no, no matter what. Talk
And
to me
I
now.
know, And then, and I know me and you, we handle disrespect in different ways to a certain extent. Me, I'm walking away from you. The opportunity that you had to work with me goes out the window as soon
Right.
as you start being disrespectful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With you, that might go a different way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're not professional. What I'm saying is just be careful.
That's why I have a management team and I have people put in place to deal with that for me. Because a full disclosure, as an act, as a independent contractor, I am booked for things. I'm a host. I am a comedian. I'm a personality. So a lot of times I'm booked for different events, and I don't handle that. My team handles that. My management team handles that, and they're aware of things I want and what I won't take and what I will take. And we're in communications in every deal that I do because they get a percentage of the deals that I do. So that they talking for me. I ain't. Hey, listen, talk to my management. From my management, they'll talk to me. They'll talk to my team because that's why I set up like that. Because I personally know it's some shit I ain't going for and I can't handle.
Right. And we ain't gotta beat around the bush. Yeah, I'm part of that management team. And
Yes.
there's a reason that I have those conversations instead of you, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna handle it differently than you.
Right.
So my thing is anything that I'm saying, I'm representing you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
get you the best deal possible at all time based on the conversations we had in terms of what the goal is for your career.
Yes.
It's not personal, it's business.
At all. Yes.
The problem is with a lot of negotiations, especially with people that aren't used to the next level of business, is that they take it as personal. Like, oh, it's me. It's me. You should be doing this. No, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing what my client asked me to do.
Exactly.
And that was one of the things I wrote down. Some kind of I lose my thoughts sometimes.
No doubt.
Um, I think for people going into business, and I like to speak to artists because we deal with entertainment. That's our bread and butter. We deal with entertainment. And for young artists trying to get into the game, whether it be music, acting, comedy, theater, whatever it is, you have to understand that you have to be okay with no, because you're gonna get no a lot.
Yes.
When I'm negotiating for you, I get no a lot. When I negotiate for the strangers, I get no a lot. But you got to go through those no's to
Right.
get to the yes. Now, if I take it personal every single time somebody tell me no, where that's gonna get us?
We're gonna be in the same spot we was years ago.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be okay with the no. I've heard people say, don't take no for an answer. That's not true.
Yeah.
What I look at it as, if the opportunity ain't there now, it doesn't mean that the opportunity won't be there later. My job is to plant the seed.
Right.
My job is to present our brand to you so that we're on your radar, because you're going to see it again anyway.
That's a fact.
There's been many times where somebody told us no, and then next thing you know, they look up and our name is everywhere, our brand is everywhere, and it gets to a place where now you have to fuck with us. The only difference is now the price went up.
A
That's
fact.
business.
Fact.
That's business. You could have got us for 300. Now it's gonna cost you 7. You're
Right.
like, you know
That's
what I'm saying? But it's not personal. It's business. And then also, I feel like when people put too much emotion into business negotiations, especially when they're new to it, they're missing out on the opportunity to learn how business is done.
exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
such a valuable thing, man. Like when you go try to get something done and it don't work for you, you can get upset about it, or you can be like, okay, what did I not do correctly to make this happen?
Right.
Because a lot of people don't have leverage in a negotiation.
Mm-hmm. That's
They
real.
they don't have a brand yet. You don't
That's
have
real.
no leverage.
That's real. And
Like, go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. You're
I
laying it.
was
Go
gonna,
ahead.
I was gonna say, like, the price that you charge for comedy,
Yes.
you don't charge that price as a new comic.
Not at all.
You didn't come into comedy charging the price that you charge.
Right.
The reason you have the leverage to charge that now is because of your body work, and it's as simple as this: your ability to make the promoter money.
Exactly.
So it's an example. And ladies, don't get mad at me. I'm always tell the truth. Talk to me nice in the comments, please.
Please talk to me
But
nice.
it's like the conversation around why the WNBA players don't get paid what the NBA players get paid.
Right.
It's Yes, do I think there may be some sexism in that? Yes. But the fact of the matter on a business level, the WNBA does not generate the revenue that the NBA generates. How can
True.
you pay a player $25 million a year when the league is not even making 50?
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? It's leverage. Build the brand, and then you have the leverage for negotiation.
That's right.
That's business.
I understand. I totally agree. And to piggyback off what you said, especially, um, it's like this, and we have to be realistic when we're setting these goals and these prices and this thing that you're doing. You have to be realistic and be aware of what realm you're in when we're doing these things. When we're setting these business goals and you're picking the people to work with you and first and foremost, let me tell you something. To have a manager, you have to have something to manage people. Let me get that out of the way. Just because, oh, I got a manager that makes you look like something. But you have to have something to manage because you can't just be like, hey, you want to be my manager and there's nothing going on with you. You have to have, this man didn't become my manager and part of my team just because I woke up one day and was like, hey, I'm going to do comedy. I need a manager. No, I started doing it on my own and it got too much for me and I got too much going on and I needed someone else to do the bookings for me. And we had already had endeavors and he's already managed me in other ways in our group. We have a management company. So it was only right that I reached out to him and was like, hey, bro, let's sign up. You know, I got a lot of stuff going on. Manage this for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I trust him to go in there and have those hard conversations because he already knows what I want and what I'm going for. And I'm not taking no breaks. I'm not taking no shorts. But that came with a lot of work, a lot of grind, a lot of grit. I had to establish the product before I was able to hire someone to be like, hey, I need help moving this product, which is myself. I myself is the business. Hollywood Mechee is the business. And that needs management. And when having a manager and conducting business, excuse me, you have to know the parameters and the way to move in the lane that you're in. In my lane, when it comes to comedy, I'm not taking no shorts. Especially if I'm doing something in the city. I know what that's going to bring. Coming out of town, we might have to reevaluate and renegotiate because it's a different lane, it's a different avenue, but the negotiation stays the same. And if they tell me no, it's a no. A promoter told me this one time, man, and I have the utmost respect for this promoter. And he always told me when I was first getting started, he gave me my first break, my first big break. Opened up for like 400 people. It was crazy, massive. Really one of the reasons I took off in comedy. And he was like, hey, man, I want you to come do this comedy show. I think you're funny, this, that, and the third. How much you charging? And at the time, I only knew music. I didn't know what do I charge for comedy, right? So I threw out a number. And I go, well, and if that ain't right, I can work with you. And he tells me this. This is Jim he told me. And I'm gonna piggyback off this Jim. He goes, hey, when I call these big artists to perform and they give me their number, they don't negotiate with me. Hey, this is my number. Can you do it? Yes or no? And that's that. He was like, you are talented enough. When you get your body of work together, you need to be like that. There's no room for negotiation with me because I know what I do and I know what I bring. And if I take a short on my price, then that's gonna, in my mind, I'm gonna have to take a short on my performance and how I promote. When you're paying me, you're not only paying for me to show up, you're paying me to promote, you're paying my team to promote, my people to make flyers, extra flyers from what you make,
Right.
you know, the street team to pound the pavement. This is all comes with me. And I'm just speaking for me. This is what comes with Hollywood Meets. And when you try to short me, then there's no way I can give you all that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I say that to say this also, always know your worth, but understand your market. You can put a astronomical number on yourself and be like, I think I'm worth this. But what are the people saying? Can you put butts in seats? And I'm only speaking from an entertainment standpoint, not from you owning a restaurant or whatever. But you have to know your market and have some harsh truths. Talk to me nice with yourself. and understanding your branding and what you're worth. And when you find that, then you move forward and then you be stern. But in the beginning, learn your worth, learn your avenues. There's going to be some stuff you do that you may not get paid for. But having the opportunity and learning, that's payment as well.
And even learning that requires you to take that emotional aspect out of it. I'm not saying there's not going to be emotions in business. I'm saying the way that you deal in business cannot be emotional. I might I might not land a deal for you, and I might go home and kick something.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna show that out here in the negotiation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I might feel a way about it, but when I'm approaching that conversation, it's not from an emotional place. You said something about artists needing to have something to manage before they seek management. And that's
Yes.
such a powerful message because I don't think that artists understand what managers do. You know what I'm saying? I
Right,
don't
right.
think they fully understand what managers do.
Elaborate, but talk to me nice.
I think that it's something nice to say.
Mm-hmm.
I need a manager.
Right,
A lot of times when artists are like, I need a manager, it's because they don't know the business and they want somebody that knows the business so that they don't have to do the work.
right, right.
If they just take enough time to be in the market,
Mm-hmm.
be in the industry, they will understand that a manager does not go get you opportunities. That's not a manager's job. The manager manages the opportunities that you have coming in already. An agent, I think they confuse manager with agent. An agent goes to find you opportunities.
Two different prices, people.
Two
Two,
different prices,
two different percentages, two different prices, people.
straight up. Now, some managers will be your agent as well, but most managers aren't your agent. It's a lot of work to be a manager. It's a lot of work to be an agent, and most agents have different multiple clients. Most managers have multiple clients.
Mm-hmm.
And then from negotiating, most negotiations should be done by your lawyer.
That's a
Once
fact.
the manager lands the deal, the negotiation about how much money you getting and woo woo woo, that's your lawyer's job.
Right,
Now, sometimes you have a combination, but I just think that artists need to understand what managers do before they put all this emotion into, I got a manager and you ain't getting me no shows, or you're not getting, that's not the manager's job. The manager's job is to make sure that you have what you need for the show that's coming in. Okay,
right,
they want you to perform here. Manager's gonna make sure you get paid. Okay, well, we need the half up front. You send it to me. I make sure my artist gets it. I need the other half before he goes on stage.
right,
If they book a hotel, making sure that the hotel reservation is taken care of, making sure
right.
you have what you need. You know what I'm saying? That a manager's job is to manage the affairs that you have.
That's correct.
Ain't no emotions in that,
Now,
dog.
you can't be emotional, like we say. It's business. It's not personal. And when you also understand that manager is doing a job to be paid, and he can only be paid if you have things coming in and services being happening. You can't take this personal. And in business, what I always say, oh, I'm finna drop a jewel. The most powerful person in the room in a negotiation is the one that has the ability to say no and then not hurt them.
Yeah.
And and once I'm saying we're speaking from us, from our perspective, anytime we come into a business meeting or deal, because we don't only do entertainment, we also have other businesses. We're angel investors in people's businesses as well. When we come and sit at this table, we always have this conversation even before we go in. Hey, do we need this? How bad do we need this? Where are we willing to go with this? And a lot of times for me, and he'll tell you, I'm like, hey, if we can't say no to this, we need to fall back until we're able to go in this thing with the right head and be able to say, hey, if we don't like what they're saying, we can wash our hands and move on. Because a lot of times when people are in these meetings and it's overwhelming to them and they're hungry, quote unquote. So you're like, oh, that sounds good. All right, I'm cool. Yeah, let's do that. Then you end up in situations you don't want to be in. You end up in situations where you're like, oh, he screwed me. I didn't know what I was signing, because you're so eager. And see, we put ourselves in a situation to be like, hey, oh yeah, let's look at this contract. Let us take this back, and we're gonna let our people look over it. then we'll come back and talk to you. And if you're on the other end, if they're like, no, 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 we need to do this now, you need to be wary of people like that. Because on their side, they have to be willing to say no as well. That way we can meet in the middle and everybody can, as my grandfather would say, you got to cut some fat and we're going to lose some skin in the game on both ends till we come in the middle and be, all right, we can do that. You understand?
I think that's why it's so important to have leverage. We talk about leverage. It's so important to build your brand independently before you even end up in that room. As you
Right.
said, if you don't have leverage, then you're going to walk in that room hungry. But when you already have put the work in, you already making money. If I'm packing out a venue by myself with
Right.
my team, then you can't come to me with a bad deal. Because the only reason you coming to me is because you see the value in my
Right.
brand. I think people mistake cost with brand. Your price your price should always be attached to what value you bring. Everybody should be bringing value. So if
Yes.
someone's trying to do a deal with you, they should be bringing value into your thing because you're going to be bringing value into their thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to put that work in and build your brand independently before you step into these rooms thinking you're going to make a good deal.
Right.
There's no way in hell we ever sign in the first contract.
Never.
But that's only because of the work that we put in. When we walk in that room, we already know the first deal that they give us is not going to be the deal we take because
True.
we have leverage. And if we don't have leverage, we're not going to be in that room. If I read that contract, I'm like, hey, bro, we don't got no leverage here.
Right.
It's either we want this opportunity. If the return on investment is for a different purpose, that's different. But we're considering all those things. Okay, we might take a short right here, but the return on investment may be 10,000 more people having eyes on you.
Right.
That's a personal choice. I'm not gonna walk in that room like I'm just gonna take this because I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be able to say I got this deal. No, I want the right deal.
Correct.
But that requires you to put in work outside of those rooms. When we talk about Hollywood Meech as a comedian, depending on the region, we can walk in a room anywhere in the 850 with leverage.
That's a fact.
Anybody in the 850
Nice.
with leverage.
Talk to me nice.
If we go into the 404, we're going to have to negotiate differently because
Right.
we haven't built that brand there yet. But
Correct.
they're still asking us to come there based on the leverage we have here. So that still matters. It's not personal, it's business. I'm not going to talk to these promoters in Atlanta like, oh, y'all don't know how dope he is. Oh,
Right.
y'all gonna do us like that. We fill every room down here on the panhandle. Okay, well, that ain't the panhandle. If I bring my emotions into that, I'm gonna miss an opportunity for you that could have helped expand your brand because I had my feelings hurt.
Exactly. And that's why it's also important in business. It's not personal. So you might have somebody that come to you and be like, hey man, I want to manage you. Well, let me see. We might not mesh. It's all, you know what I mean? It's not personal, man. I can't do it with you. But I'm gonna go over here. Don't take it personal, because just like he said, and you have to know, going back to what I said before, you have to know your lane, you have to know your avenues, you have to know how to move in these rooms. Yes, in the 850, yes, I am very in high demand. I am definitely one of the top guys, and it's no slight to anybody, and anybody who don't feel that way and want to go around, that's cool too. No love lost, because I'm in the business of making money, and that's just it, bro. But I will also say this: sometimes when we go outside of our region, it may be a different price, because now this is about, I need to go get tapped in over there. And that's why I have a manager that's willing to be like, okay, hey, all right, well, this is what we do. You're offering this. Can we do this? Can we do that? Is that cool? Okay, cool. And we may take a loss on something, but we're gaining in something in another area. You know, I'm not big on the Bay. So if someone hits me up and they hit up Obliq, hey, we want to bring Hollywood Meech out to the Bay. Well, this is what we can do for you. Well, we can do this, 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 and the third. Well, we're used to this, this, this. Well, this is what we can do. We sit down. Hey, is this a good game? Can we gain from this? Even though we may take a loss in this area, we're taking a gain in this area. Okay, lock in. Let's do it. Let's go.
What's the return on investment?
Right.
Another lesson that if you're watching this podcast, please pick up on this, write it down, commit it to your memory. But Stop doing stuff without a plan for the return on investment.
Yes.
Don't be one of those people that just jump on the stage.
Yes.
I'm not telling you not to jump on stages. I'm saying have an understanding of what you're trying to get out of that performance. Is the goal to gain new fans? Is the goal to sell merchandise? Is the goal to get it recorded so you have content? Stop jumping on stage for no reason.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
the return on the investment? Because it is an investment. If you take this craft serious, whether it be as a musician, a comedian, an actor, anything in entertainment, if you're the sound guy, what's your return on investment?
Yes.
Because if not, you're just wasting time. And that's why a lot of times we talked about this in the last episode. People confuse having motion with progress.
Talk to me nice.
There is a difference between moving and making progress. It's like a basketball player that know how to dribble real good, but he don't know how to get to the rim or get to his spot. You
Yes.
got a lot of motion, but no progress. So understand, stop getting on stage for no reason. Have a plan. What are you trying to accomplish? What is this performance supposed to be getting? That way you have a metric to measure. You're going to hear me say metric in this podcast a million times because everything has to have a measuring stick.
That it does. You have to have a measuring rod or a measuring stick to understand where you're going, how far you came. And let me piggyback on that because I love what you said right there. Stop not only getting on stage, and stop doing anything without either a game plan or just to do it. Because the name of the game is to elevate, excel, do better, put yourself in a position that you wasn't in. One thing I'll say, I'm gonna go on this because we're also music artists too. I never got pay to play. And the reason why I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't get paid to play, and some promoters gonna be mad at me, my promoter homies gonna be mad at me, but I'm gonna tell y'all, people, artists, musicians, whatever, in cities, in your city, when the promoter is telling you, hey, I want you to pay to play, they're lining their pockets. And the thing about it is this: if you are in your city and you're paying $300, $400, $500 to open for someone they're bringing down for a club or whatever, whoever, what you have to understand is this. One, you're probably going to be performing for not too many people. Two, most of the people in the city already know you. And three, you're not going to get a return on that investment of $300 to $500 because you're going to pay to play, you're going to do a couple songs, and then a lot of them, 9 out of 10 artists, get off stage and it's over with. And you go back and be like, hey, I opened up for Bootsy, I opened up for Webby, I opened up for this person, I opened up for that person, and then you're going to sit in a meeting with me, and I'm be like, well, what's your analytics? How many tickets have you sold? Can you fill up? Well, I opened up for this person. That don't got nothing to do with me because Boosie sold them tickets. The promoter, you didn't get any kind of recognition because you're in your city. Now, the smart way to do this, and I shouldn't be giving these gems, but I'm gonna drop these gems. Oh, talk to me nice. Take that $300 to $500, find a place, find a venue, get you some supporting acts from locally or from out of town that you're cool with. Make relationships. Put on your own show. Take that $500, print up flyers, get you some merch, sell that merch. That way, even if it's a free show, the people that's digging you will buy your merch, and you're getting a return on investment. And then you bring people to your page. Then people start listening to your music, and they start liking your music. Then you reach out to other joining states that's close to you. Oh, you popping over here, you underground? Hey, I got a spot over here. You come down. Only thing I ask is when I go there, you let me headline on yours, you can headline over here. That's how you make your money work for you. A lot of artists just want to be seen, and it's not getting you nowhere. We've opened up for tons of mainstream artists, and we've got paid too. Because that's
Go ahead.
Because that's where we're at. And you have to understand that's the business, and don't take it personal. Because the promoter's just doing their job. I'm lying in my pocket. That $500 and he get 3 acts to go on before the opening act, that's $1,500 in his pocket.
Artists, I really hope y'all are listening because my dog is cooking with grease right now, and I
Oh
hope y'all
man,
are really listening to what we saying to y'all because we've already done it. I mean, we 40-year-old men, but we was young niggas before. We've done this before. That we not just talking. This is not a theory. We've
no,
already done this.
yes,
I hope y'all are really listening because at the end of the day, the promoters ain't wrong for charging y'all.
you're not.
But what they doing is they are making money off of you and getting you to do their job.
Yes.
Most of the time, the money y'all pay to play pays the artist that they actually want to book.
Oh, you giving too many jewels now. They're gonna be.
That's our job. Teach. This
Yeah,
is. I said it
yeah,
at the beginning. This is a learning moment. What you said about taking that same money and putting your own event together, that is way more powerful because it builds your brand in your region.
it does.
Other artists in your region that have a following, y'all collaborate together. Like I said, collaboration over competition. Y'all
Mm,
work together to build your scene, build something undeniable. Because just like sports, if you're good enough, they'll find you.
yes,
You don't have to go pay and jump on a stage and open for somebody and nobody gives a fuck. You did 2 songs. Most of the time, you niggas don't even sell no tickets or bring no people with you. Half them pay to play events is just other artists that got hustled too.
yes.
You
Come
see
on,
what I'm saying?
come on now.
Take that money and invest in yourself. I would rather put my own event together and have 20 to 30 people in there that I can impress that will promote my next event.
Yes, that came to see you.
That came to see you. Have your merch there so you can make your money because that's where you make your real money at. Have a tangible QR code where people can scan and go follow your music if they like you. At the end of the day, everybody's not going to like you. Your job is not to make everybody like you. Your job is to find your tribe. Find your tribe. Stop spending money to jump on these stages with no return on your investment. If I'm going to pay to play, I'm also going to pay a videography team to come in there and get crazy content for me. So not only am I saying, hey, I opened for a little baby, but now I have this videography where I can create reels and I can promote that. So then when I'm throwing my own show, this is the same artist that opened for little baby.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have leverage. It's all about your leverage. If you just jumping on stage to say, hey y'all, I opened for little baby, folks gonna be like, that's crazy. And then keep it
Right,
moving.
right.
I do want to ask this next question though, because we
Yeah,
got 5 minutes left. So we got to get through this quickly.
let's go. Let's go.
How do you negotiate separating professional relationships and personal relationships in business? Because some people you deal with, you don't have no personal relationship with, but sometimes you do business with people you have a personal relationship with. How do you negotiate that without emotion?
That's a good one. That's a tough one. And I will say this: in the very beginning, that was hard for me to do. And I'm saying that because it's like, oh hey, when I wasn't doing nothing, this person was like, hey, I got a stage for you. You know what I mean? But I what I want to say is this: it's hard, but once you understand the business, then you will understand that everybody that's in the business is not of the business. And the one way how I separate the personal business from the business is I lead with business.
Mm.
Hey, bro, what's up, man? Remember this? That's cool. What's up? Hey, man, I'm doing something over here. Can you, hey, talk to my manager? So I'm letting them know. Then, right then, I'm putting down the threshold of I fuck with you as a person, but we're doing business, so we have to conduct business in a business way. And the way I conduct business is through my management.
Right.
You have to lead with these. It's just like in life, you have to set boundaries and parameters with people. It's just like that with your business friends. Hey man, I want to let's sit down and have coffee. Oh, cool, no problem. What's up? Hey man, I got this event coming. I think you're dope. I'd love for you to host it. All right, man, look, this is what I charge. Right then, up front, this is what I charge. I lead with the business. I don't bring the friendship. Hey, remember back when we was in high school, we was hooping? No, I lead. Oh, you want me to do a show? Even if I don't have a manager. Hey, this is what I charge. Then they're going to be like, oh, well, this is what I can afford, this and that and the third. Okay, now we're talking business. I disarm them all off rip. I disarm that friendship shit. I disarm that, and I lead with business with my hand out. Hey, sir, how you doing? I'm Hollywood Meech. Nice to meet you. I'm not Demetrius Robinson we used to hoop with. You used to hoop with, or used to play football with. Because you're talking business to me, I must lead with business, and that's just the way to do it. And if they take that personal, then you have to understand that's somebody you don't want to do business with, because real business people understand business.
I agree. I agree with that. Just I think I do the same thing. I would say that I start with the consistency of my professionalism.
Yes, you're shrewd.
So,
You're
so
shrewd.
man, I'm not shrewd, bro. I'm stoic.
And that's my manager. He's a shrewd guy. He don't play.
I'm very direct. So with me, like if I'm with somebody I have a personal relationship with, and we just having a good time or whatever, but then it turns into business.
Mm-hmm.
When I say consistency of professionalism, if we're just having a good time, I'll always say, let's set up an appointment to discuss that.
So you're leading with business. I like that.
Exactly. We're not going to talk about it right now because that's not what we were here to do.
Right.
It's not going to be us at the bar or at a barbecue and we just having a good time and then you want to talk business. It's going to be, okay, we're having a good time, but there's business to be talked about. So let's talk about that. Let's put it on the calendar and let's have a time for that.
Exactly.
That way, you know, there's a clear separation between this personal relationship
Exactly.
in the professional relationship. Because
One
when
of,
I meet with you, it ain't gonna be the barbecue meat.
one of the things we always say when we out hanging out drinking, hey, I don't discuss business while I'm drinking.
Straight up.
I don't discuss.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Yeah. Stop discussing business when you're drinking. We don't do it. We'll say, hey, I don't discuss business while I'm drinking, dog. Let's set up a meeting, set up with my manager. Let's get it done. When you disarm people with business, when they talk about business, real business people respect that. People that's playing get in their emotions.
Right.
So you have to.
I gotta meet with you later on. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Because from 9 to 5. No?
But man, let's get out of here, man. We run out of time. We got 60 seconds, man. What you closing thoughts?
Hey, man, closing thoughts. Always remember, man, know your rules, know your parameters, know your business. Have something to market if you have something to market before you try to get a manager. And always, man, lead with your head, think with your head, lead with your heart. Make them both connect, man. This is Hollywood Meets. This is sponsored by 850 Alumni.
Obliq the Architect. We gone, man.
Out.